Try it again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome into WBON TV's live coverage of EKU Fan Day. Michael Watkins here with you, and we're here with the head football coach of the Colonels, Walt Wells. Coach, we were just talking before we came on the air here. This is your first official Fan Day where we're actually able to have Fan Day. I know COVID's kind of impacted the last few years, but a great turnout and a great event this is for you all to kick off the season.
No doubt about it. It's exciting to see so many people out and coming to our Fan Day and interested in what we're doing over here at EKU, interested in what our football players are doing and our staff, and really pleased with Corey Neal and his crew of people that have come in and helped. Rickson Lane, Gary McPeak, Emily Muse, Thomas Bowling, all these people put this together and have done a great job. Thank you for y'all coming out and being a part of this. We want this to be Richmond's team, and we want Richmond to be excited about EKU football.
Well, we know with COVID and the way things have changed over the last few years with social media and just, the type of coverage you're able to do with, promoting not only EKU football but the players themselves too. I saw the videos you all posted of when the captains were announced.
Right.
And it's cool to highlight the athletes, and I think it's good for the fans out there to see them without their helmets on and to get used to the names that come with that.
Well, it's such a social media age,
yeah.
And if we're not prevalent in it, then we're
exactly.
It's really not hard to do. I mean, it's hard for me to do, but it's not hard for the people that are hired to do that job to do. So we meet. Rickson's in charge of a lot of that. We've hired a new person named Dominic, and Dominic's come from South Florida. Actually, we're one of my stomping places, and so he's done a great job in helping out and doing some things. We just started a TikTok, and so everybody needs to get on TikTok and watch it. We're going to start dropping stuff there, however they drop it, and so I'm really, we want our players to be recognized. We want them to be appreciated, and I think that's the most important part.
Well, with TikTok, there's those dance trends. Are you going to be doing those? Or?
I'm not a dancer. Okay. I'm a two-stepper. I can sweetheart shot us. I can prep. I can do some old stuff, but I can't do none of the new stuff.
Well, it's a cool environment. A lot of fans out here today. You got the team out there warming up. Just talk about kind of what you guys are going to be doing with the scrimmage. It starts here in about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's a controlled mock scrimmage, and so for the ones and twos, basically our travel squad, it's a thud. It's not even live. It's going through all the scenarios that you may get. Win, so you hold the kick. Whistle field goal right before the half when you got to rush them out there. Little things like that. Helmet comes off, new center comes in the game.
Okay.
We'll do all that with them. Then right before half, we'll do a 3 and 4 scrimmage where our 3s and our 4s, our young players, get a chance to come out on Roy Kidd Stadium and get a little more action than they have probably in our normal scrimmages. And then we'll come back after halftime, go through the whole thing, second half. Probably 15 plays to 20, 30 plays with the 1s and 2s, and probably 30 plays with the 3s and the 4s. That'll be a live scrimmage. So, just want everybody to, let them run down the hill, let the lights go off, let the halftime warm-up happen, just so they understand how everything's going to happen when we go to Eastern Michigan and Bowling Green State, and then when we come back for Charleston Southern, that they have a feel for how everything should be.
Well, this week's going to be busy for you. You've obviously been busy leading up to this week, but you've got this today. You'll have the coaches show on Wednesday night at Apollo's, and then Friday the first game. So talk about the preparation from tonight to what this week will look like for you guys as you get ready for that game at Eastern Michigan.
Well, we'll go right back to work tomorrow, and so tomorrow will be our normal practice day. It'll be like a Monday for us because we play on Friday. So it'll be like a Monday for us. We've already got 2 or 3 days in on Eastern Michigan. We got some days in on Bowling Green State. So just trying to make sure we get stuff on film, get a look at it, so our coaches can go back when we get into game week and say, maybe I don't like that as much, or maybe I do like that as much. So we'll do all that stuff. The kids will be in class on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll work out here and then get on the buses around 11:30 and head on up to Detroit. We're staying in the same hotel 2 weekends in a row. It's obviously EMU's a little closer than Bowling Green State, but it's still full-service hotel capabilities. That was the best spot for us.
So you guys heading down Thursday morning?
Yes, we'll head down midday Thursday, get there probably right at dinner time. What we like to do is get there somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30. Dinner's usually at 6. Let them go in, check into their room, put their stuff in, and then come on down and get ready to eat. And then we go to meetings. We have chapel. We do all that kind of stuff on Friday night.
Well, good deal. So, Sean, you got the plan lined out. And I think, again, we talked about this when you all had Media Day a few weeks ago. With COVID now, it's like we're kind of coming out of this pandemic. You're able to put a plan in place and stick with it. And I think these guys appreciate that, too, because you've got a plan in place. They can prepare for it. You can prepare for it. And I think that just makes it easier to focus on football and not worry about the stuff behind the scenes.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, we're into 2 weeks of school already, so we start week 3 next week, which is a little different than a lot of people, but that's okay. I mean, we just got to keep grinding through that. They're hitting, exams now, and not midterms, but, they're getting tests and projects and all the things that they have to do. Is we sometimes forget their students, and that's the most important part of it. But they've got to get a routine going, and we try at 2:30 when they come over to us, from 2:30 to about 6 o'clock, 6:15, they're ours. And I tell them, just leave all your problems at the door, pick them up on the way back out, because they're going to be there. But give us your time, and we'll honor your time, and I think that's important.
For somebody that's watching this, if they're not familiar with the team, talk about some of the players that they're going to hear a lot about this upcoming season.
Well, I think offensively it starts with Parker Mckinney, Dak Allen. I think those two guys are the two key cogs in our offense. We've got some talented receivers. We've added McCoy in there from Georgia State, but the two Jaden brothers, Jaden Higgins and Jaden Smith, have had outstanding camps. Jaron Mitchell's had a good camp. Kiki McFadden has really stepped up and improved in camp. So I think when you look at our offense, that's where you're looking at. Nobody knows the big guys up front, so we'll just let them go. Braden Sloan's going to be our tailback, and one of them, and we've got a wealth of them, I think, that you'll see throughout the day. On defense, everything starts with Matt Jackson, and Matt's, premier player for us for the last 3 years. But I think you'll see, T.K. McClendon, Kelton Dawson, Shane Burks, and Ryan Jackson at the nose, Eli Hairston at the linebacker position, Chase Lassiter. So those are guys that you might know as you watch them. And, the one thing I tell everybody is, come out. Come out if you're here in Richmond or your surrounding area, come out and check them out. We've got guys, Dak's on the Senior Bowl watch list. I think he'll have a great chance if he has a great year to get drafted. And we've got players that can play too.
Well, I think, too, it's not – and we've seen kind of a changeover in the last couple of years. It's not just football anymore. It is the reason a lot of folks will come to the field. But this is an entertainment venue now. They're coming out. You got the light shows that you are doing. There's things throughout the game, different promotions. The tailgate obviously is a big deal to draw folks out. Right. So it's not just football anymore. But there's a pretty good daggone football team coming out this year on the field, and I think that'll be another reason that fans can come in and have a great time when they come to RKS.
Well, I think the biggest thing, if they watched last year, they saw us compete for 60 minutes. We don't scoreboard watch. That's something that we try to preach in our program. Don't worry about the score, whether you're way ahead or whether you're way behind or whether it's close. It doesn't matter. Just come out and be the best version of yourself as most consistently as you can. And I think you saw that when we were down in Arkansas and we came back. I think you saw it when we were leading against Jack State and came back. Austin Peay, we were down at halftime and came back. So I think, hopefully we'll stay ahead and get ahead and stay ahead this year. But, I think you'll see a team that won't quit.
I know you've been busy today. Austin Peay and Western, that was a good game today.
That was
Did
a
you
good
watch any of that?
I watched a little bit of it, and Austin Peay's got a really good football team, fine football. And I think Western does too. Yeah. I think the one thing that they lost their coordinator, they lost all the receivers, and of course the third-round draft pick at quarterback that we saw here 2 years ago. Yeah. I think Western will improve as it go on, but I think Austin Peay's got a really good football team.
Yeah. All right, Coach. Well, I know you're busy. We'll let you get down there, but appreciate you joining us. Good luck this week, and we'll see you later on this week.
Hey,
as well.
I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all do so much for us, and for the community. And I hope everybody just starts tuning in, and your viewership grows, because it's important to have a local station that supports locally, and we appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much. We'll bring Dawson in here. Dawson will let's see if Coach can hand it off to you, like Parker McKinney will. There we go. I appreciate it, Coach.
Colonels. Yeah, go Colonels.
That's Walt Wells. I saw Tony D over there as well. There's A.W. Hamilton. I tell you what, it is a star-studded event here, Dawson Rural, as we bring you on here, EKU Fan Day. How much fun is this, man? I mean, as soon as I pulled up, I was hyped because there is a lot of people here today, and they're all having fun for this event. I mean, EKU Fan Day, look at the teams out there, the band. They're treating this as if it was a home game, basically.
Like an actual game, yeah.
Yes, and I think that's cool for the environment. The fans can come out, kind of see how things are going, and get an idea of what this season is going to look like for EKU football.
Well, when I heard the band, I was like, are we playing an actual game today? It's just, EKU football, like you're talking about with Coach Wells, like they're treating this like it's a big event, like they want people to come in, and EKU football is building a great program here. They're getting better every year under Wells, and I'm just excited to see what we see today with their next game next Saturday on the road, obviously. But
Friday night on the road.
Friday
night, Eastern Michigan on the road, and we've got a big high school football game that night.
Yeah.
But what I've been telling folks, listen, if you're worried about keeping up with the high school game, you can watch us. If you're going to Eastern Michigan, or if you're going to go check out the high school game, you can keep up with the Colonels game on your phone. So that'll be a big night next Friday night here in the community. But we look out there, we see this football team, and you and I have been up here for the scrimmages, for media day. It's really impressive to see just how I think confident. That's one thing I've really noticed with these players is the confidence that they have. And a lot of these guys have been around for a long time. Parker McKinney is entering his 5th year with the team. Shane Burks has been around for a long time. Coach Wells just talked about Matt Jackson, who's been around for a while. So these guys have been around this program for a long time. And what they are, I think, going to do this year is just build off what they've been building. Not only what Coach Wells and his coaching staff have been building, but these players as well. They've been around for the heartaches of the last few years, dropping out of the OVC, playing their own schedule the first year of COVID. Then last year, in their first year in the ASUN WAC Challenge. So now this year, they're familiar with everything. They've got an idea of what it's going to take to be a good football team, and I think that's exactly what they're going to be.
Well, you were saying this team's really confident, and I think that comes with the experience, but they've also got a lot of good personalities, too.
Yeah.
And I think that's with them being here so long. A lot of these older guys know the system. Like you said, there's a couple fifth-year guys. And it's really exciting because this could be the best team EKU's had in quite a bit. Last year they were pretty good. They have some tough losses, but they could rebound off that this year. And I love where the EKU football is going this year. Really,
it was Indiana State. They lost 2 here in that last-second touchdown. And there was a lot of different things that went into last season. But I think these guys thought after that win against Jacksonville State in the last game of the season, they had secured themselves a spot in the postseason. When that didn't work, when they found out that they didn't make it, I think it really affected them. But what I think they're going to do this year is take that, use that as fuel, because you can't let one game get away from you. If you have somebody down, stomp on them and finish the game off. If you have a chance to win a game, put it away. You've got to take care of those things because one bad loss or just one loss in general could be the difference in you making the postseason next year.
One loss can do that, but they can also, like you said, use that as motivation. That's what football teams do a lot. They get motivated by something, whether they're picked to be last and they want to be first. Oh, we're going to use that as we beat Jacksonville State and you didn't put us in. Okay, we'll see what we're going to do next year.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you want to come on with us? You want to just chat a little bit? Yeah, well, come on over here. You got a chance to chat? Are we okay to talk about it?
I am.
Okay, let's do it. I'm going to bring in Judge Harden here and talk about the Maroon Fund. Obviously, first of all, this is a great day for EKU football. A lot of fans coming out and getting to see what this team might look like this year.
Yeah, we're excited for the season. Football's looking good. Yeah. Can't wait to kick off next Friday night up in Eastern Michigan. And then talking about the NIL stuff that you mentioned, my son, Zach Harden, runs his ZMH Sports. He's a registered sports agent in the state of Kentucky. He currently has, I think, 5 football players under contract with NIL deals that we've raised money through businesses and boosters. Currently have, I think, 6 basketball players that are under potential deals that should be signed in the next couple of weeks for the basketball season. So not only is it football, it's basketball. It could be girls basketball. It could be softball, baseball. So we're looking at any business booster that would like to help EKU student athletes out. They can get up with Zach. Zach can give them the information about potential NIL deals, name, image, likeness for a student athlete. Not only does it promote the business, it also helps the student athlete develop basically a good business framework. It teaches them about how to do advertisements with their name, posting social media, or whether it's going out to an event, signing autographs, or doing other events, or working even with some charities.
Well, here's the thing. If you are a business that is after an EKU student, like if an EKU student or the campus itself is the business that you are looking to bring in, if you were trying to draw, whether you're a restaurant or a store or whatever the case may be, if you're wanting EKU students to come in your front door, what better way to do that than to have some of these athletes that they all know, they all see on campus, they all see on social media? What better way than to bring that crowd in than by sponsoring them and bringing those guys a financial, helping them in that way, but also helping your business in doing so?
I think it helps both the business. It helps the student athlete. It promotes also the university. But I mean, it's more. I mean, obviously, it's more about the name, image, and likeness of the student athlete. But obviously, it's good for the whole community. And in order, with the way the NIL stuff's going across the nation right now, it helps the university by bringing in student athletes. If the advantage is here and they know businesses here are supporting local athletes, I think it helps attract them to the area.
Oh, for sure. Now, talk about what you guys are doing today. You've got a booth set up over here. Talk about what you guys are doing as far as today goes to try to raise awareness of the Maroon Fund to help support EKU.
We're doing a donation of $25, get you a free EKU t-shirt today. And we're going to be doing that on and off. We've got a website that's maroonfunds.com. You can give the information on it. Zach can get with you and sell you a shirt through it. We're also on Facebook and Twitter under the Maroon Fund. So if you get up with Zach, he's doing those three social media through Twitter and Facebook. And then also has got a website set up. And then we'll be at certain events. He'll be around. He's out of town today, is why I've agreed to step on here on his behalf. So I'm not involved with it, but just wanted to give you the information today.
Well, and I think it's important because you're supporting your son, obviously, who's really done a good job of building his brand. And I think that's what the NIL is all about, is building your brand. We're in an age now where with social media, there's a laundry list of social media places that you can go to, but it's about, getting yourself out there and creating exposure for your own brand. And I think it's what the NIL is all about as well.
It is. It's to allow the student athlete to benefit off his name, image, and likeness. And it also, like I said, it allows the businesses to be able to benefit from that deal. So it helps the student athlete pay extra expenses in college that they're unable to pay otherwise, that in the past they've not been able to do. And whether, it's extra living expenses of an apartment or buying furniture or computers or even helping, if they need help on transportation. Universities are limited what they can give student athletes legally. And the NIL deals, if you get a business to support a student athlete, it helps the student athlete achieve some of those other things they couldn't do in the past.
Once again, before we let you go, tell the folks where they can go to get the information out again, the website, the Facebook, and the Twitter account.
There's a website, maroonfunds.com. There is a Facebook Maroon Fund. There's also a Twitter Maroon Fund. And it's ZMH Sports is who administers those accounts, and Zach Harden's a licensed sports agent.
There you go. Well, Judge Harden, we appreciate you coming over. I know you've been busy over there. But I tell you what, this Maroon Fund, folks, is really important for the university. Find a way to get involved, even if it is a $25 donation, whatever the case may be. Try to find a way to help out the students and the university. And if you've got a business, make sure you reach out to these guys and see what they can do for you. Appreciate you coming over, sir.
I just want to say one thing. Obviously, the university can't market or support it. It is a separate business. It's a collective. But it does benefit the student athletes that attend the universities, and it's for their benefit. We welcome any support. Anybody can help us. Appreciate your time.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you very much. We'll let Dawson come over and check out that Maroon Fund, folks, on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. But Dawson, again, just a very cool thing that's taking place here. And I'll tell you what, while we've got our boy Higginbotham, let's see if we can zoom in on the band and get the band some love. I'll tell you what, this band's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Yeah, when I saw them marching in, I was just excited. I love the band, and college football, high school football, nothing's complete without the band. I mean, bands make football. It makes game day. When they're having the Colonel Walker, for example, they're always doing a lot with that. So it's a good time. I'm excited. Like I said earlier, it feels like a Colonel game day here. I've lived in Richmond my whole life, and it's just been a blast so far. And EKU football is at its best. Really is in a while. Went through some rough years. They had COVID and all that, but it was a really good time, and I just like where EKU football's at right now, Michael.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is these guys, again, I talked about the confidence they all have. I think it just comes with the support too. Last year we saw they were really good about getting fans in with different promotions. They're going to have that again this year. I'll talk about that here in a few moments. But I think just the way that they are getting the community involved with events like this, bringing them out to show you just how much fun it's going to be this year is really cool to see.
Well, you're talking about that with the Maroon Fund. They've got the Maroon Platoon student section thing they started last year, where they're giving out points for students coming to games, get prizes. So they're driving more students coming to the games, more fans coming to the games. They built that a few years ago, that new section over there for fans. So it's all about fan upgrades, upgrading the fan experience, making it feel like you said a production almost. I mean, it's not just an average college football game. It's a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, and I think, that's one thing we've seen a lot of different places trying to do. But Roy Kidd Stadium is a legendary stadium. It really is. And they've done a good job, I think, of building it up, making some changes. Whereas, again, it's not just football anymore. There's a lot that goes on with supporting EKU athletics. We're seeing renovations made to Alumni Coliseum. But Roy Kidd Stadium, folks, if you've not been here in a while, you are missing out. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And today especially, it's EKU Fan Day. Wanted to talk about what this event's all about. It's sponsored by Meyer, and the doors open up today at 5 o'clock. There will be a scrimmage taking place in about 10 minutes or so. Colonel fans of all ages are invited for a chance to meet the EKU football team before the season begins. This is a free event. And Dawson, again, it's a chance for fans to get out and kind of just fraternize a bit with some of the players, get familiarized with the name that you're going to hear a lot, with the face that these guys have. And I think that's one thing we've saw today a lot, is some of these young kids looking up to these football players and being like, oh, that's number whatever, and he's the player I'm going to be watching all year long.
Yeah, I saw a lot coming in, posters signed, all the players from the roster. Kids are going to be hanging on their wall tonight. They're like, oh, this is my team. I live in Richmond. This is my team, EKU. And a little bit with the renovations, going back to that, EKU football had all that success in the 80s. And they kind of trickled off a little bit, but they came back. And I think they're trying to bring back the old EKU football way. They went back to having the helmets with the pride stripes that they had back in the day. It's just little things. They're trying to bring back that EKU football national championship winning culture, and I think they're doing a great job so far.
It's the national anthem now, so while they play this, we'll hang out here for just a moment, and we'll watch the band perform the national anthem.
In recognition of EKU as a school of opportunity, please join the Marching Colonels in the singing of this arrangement of Lift Every Voice by James and Jay Johnson. In honor of our 148-year history as a university, the EKU Marching Colonels would like to present this rediscovered EKU song titled, Kentucky Marching Song. To put your hands together as the Marching Colonels conclude today's pregame performance with Yay Eastern. EKU Marching Colonel drum makers are Hunter Stores, Van Keene, and Anthony Thompson. The color guard instructors, the rules leading in size 4. Marching Colonel staff include Anna Briggs, Amanda Hinton, Chris Gildas, and Matt Vera. The dance team instructors are Kiana Powell and Jenna Beckham. The cheerleaders are led by Chelsea Hamilton and Kristen Hogg. Your 2022 Marching Colonels.
Take this one.
All right, as we come back to the broadcast here, folks, EKU football, the marching band getting started down there on the field. And Dawson, this is one of the cool things that we see every year. Now, I believe the team is about to make their way out and run down the field like they would normally for a game. So we'll make our way down on the field. So we'll go down here. I'll take our wireless mic down here and try to find a way to watch the guys come out here on the field, Dawson.
All right, let's go.
So we're going to make our way down onto the field as the team gets ready to come out. Again, this event today that EKU has put together, Fan Days, brought to you by Meyer. And the players and Coach Wells about to make their way out. But Dawson, this is something that they started last year. I was always worried Coach Wells was going to get trampled over because you got – him running down the field, leading the way, and then you've got a mass exodus of EKU football players who are fired up and ready to start a football game out there running behind him, and they're making their way over here right now. Very cool to see the guys coming this way to start the season.
Yeah, it's exciting, and it's a pretty steep hill. No one's fallen yet, so let's not jinx them now, but they're about to come on down, so I'm excited to see them run for the first time.
Yeah, and you got the captains leading the way, Dak Allen, Patrick Nations, Shane Burks, Parker McKinney, and Matt Jackson, the 5 captains, along with Coach Wells. And again, when we talked to him a few minutes ago, he said that this was just their way to kind of just start a practice, as if you will, of them running down the field. So we're going to get video of it here ourselves, and we'll kind of just show you how the team is fired up and ready to go again. This is a practice. Listen, this is kind of an art. You have to be able to run down here, and you don't want anybody to fall, so it's kind of an art form of running down this hill. We talked about some of the captains, guys. Some of these guys, a lot of preseason accolades. Coach Wells talked about Dak Allen and how he thought he had the potential to be drafted this year. Dak has been invited to the Reese's Senior Bowl. He was added to, or not, excuse me, hasn't been invited yet. He was named to the 2023 Reese's Senior Bowl watch list. That was revealed on Wednesday morning. So Dak Allen, a name that I think Colonel fans are not only excited about, but are going to expect a lot about, because Dak this year, he just changed positions last season. He became a tight end. He had been a quarterback, actually started a few games the previous season, I believe, for EKU. But last year made the position change over to tight end and had some big games, led the team in touchdown catches. And I think he's a guy that the Colonels are expecting some big things from this year. As the team runs down onto the field, tell you what, as a player, it would be hard not to get fired up when coming out of the tunnel there. Got the pyro going on and everything else that takes place with running down that hill. But back to Dak Allen again. He was named to the 2023 Reese's Senior Bowl watch list, released Wednesday morning. That Senior Bowl is the nation's most prestigious college all-star game, as it annually serves as the first step of the NFL draft process. The 2022 edition of the game produced a record-tying 106 total selections in the 2022 NFL draft, representing 40% of the entire NFL draft, including 45 of the top 100 players selected. So if Allen can receive that bid, if he can get that invite to the Senior Bowl, Dawson, it wouldn't guarantee him a draft selection, but it would be a big deal for Dak Allen to be able to go out there and showcase his talent and put this event on to kind of showcase. That's what they do. They like to showcase players for the NFL draft. If Allen can eventually receive that invite to the Reese's Senior Bowl, would be very important for him and his career and potentially being a draft pick in the NFL.
Well, kind of like you were saying, the Senior Bowl is synonymous with good NFL draft picks from the past, and EKU getting one of these not only be big for their program, but it could bring in other recruits. Like, look, we've got this guy come in, he stayed here for a while, now he's in the Senior Bowl, and now he may get drafted. Look at what you can do if you come here to Eastern.
Exactly, and I think that speaks to the loyalty, too, because you've got guys like Allen, like Matt Jackson, like Shane Burks, like Parker McKinney, guys that have had success here, maybe could have, entered that dreaded transfer portal, went somewhere else, but they have stuck around here. They believe in what Coach Wells is building. They believe in this program, and they're here to make sure that this program takes the next step this season. Talked about Allen transitioning to tight end last year. He emerged as one of EKU's most productive targets, leading the team with 5 touchdown receptions, and he caught 34 passes for 440 yards. He's from Lebanon, Ohio, and last year recorded a catch of at least 25 yards in 6 different games. So not only is he just a steady-handed receiver, he's also a deep threat. 6 games last year of a 25-yard catch or more. So a big deal for Dak Allen, and he was named a Phil Steele preseason All-A-Sun selection and was named the number 10 tight end in the FCS by Hero Sports. So that name, Dak Allen, is one that you're going to hear a lot this year, and I think Colonel fans should be and are excited about what he could bring to the team this season.
Well, I know I've seen a lot of him on social media. He's not just Senior Bowl, but like, oh, watch another watch list here for Dak Allen, or some of these other players, Matt Jackson, like you were saying. So these EKU players, they've stayed here for a while. Like you said, they've grown, and now they're going to help build this program even more. Well, not only how they're playing, but those awards they can win too.
We're going to make our way back over to our setup here as we get ready to start this scrimmage here, EKU kicking off. And Coach Wells talked about it, some of the 3 and 4 guys, these youngsters getting a chance to get out there on the field and play in front of the lights and play on RKS down on the field at Roy Kidd Stadium. So they're out there doing their thing, and Dawson and I will make our way back to our normal setup. Dawson, we're talking about some of these guys, and another name that has been talked about a lot in the off season has been Parker Mckinney, and Parker Mckinney is a name that I think Colonel fans obviously know because he's been around for a while as well. But Parker is just one of those guys. It's hard not to like. He's very calm. He's kind of a quiet dude, but when he's out there on the football field, he gets the job done.
Yeah, I remember we were talking a few weeks ago. I compared him to Tom Brady because he's not like the biggest, flashiest quarterback out there, but when he gets on the field, he gets it done. He's really quiet. I saw him at Media Day a few weeks ago, and before Media, he's just off sitting by himself, just doing his own thing. But he comes in there and gives one of the best interviews of the day. So he's a great quarterback. Been here for a while for EKU, and excited to see him get ready here.
Some of these young guys out there playing here in the scrimmage. That'll be something we'll cut to every now and then to show you some clips from today's scrimmage. But going back to McKinney, his career passing yardage is 5,766. That ranks 3rd on EKU's career list. So a chance for him to take over the top spot this season.
Wow, 5,000. You don't hear that a lot from 4-year quarterbacks. So that's pretty impressive for McKinney. We'll see how much he can get this year. I'm not sure who number 1 is. If I knew, maybe he could break the number 1. I'm not sure.
I think a good season for Parker would definitely help him eclipse the top of that list because I think Colonel fans are expecting him to have a big year with the kind of talent that's out there for him to throw the football to. He has led the Colonels in passing yards each of the last 4 years, becoming just the 4th quarterback in program history to do so. No EKU player has led the team in passing yards 5 straight years. So Parker, again, no doubt the starting quarterback. He'll take that position and run away with it this season. But I think that he's got a chance to and should lead the way once again, barring injury. This should be his 5th straight year leading the team in passing.
Well, with that much experience at quarterback, I mean, this is his last year. So I think he's going to go out, do all he can for EKU, get his team in the FCS playoffs, hopefully. It's been a while since they've been there. They were this close last year, so this is the year they can do it with all the talent they've got.
McKinney is one of just 2 FCS quarterbacks to enter the season with 4,000 career passing yards and 1,000 career rushing yards. So McKinney is not only a passing quarterback, he's a running quarterback as well.
Yeah. I saw some highlights from him last year. I remember he scrambled a lot when the pocket was getting pressured. It's like you're saying, he can run it too. He's a little bit more. He's more of a thrower, but multidimensional. Well,
one thing that I remember during last season, I was here. It was during the first half of the game, and he actually caught a pass during one of the games and made a big play with it, almost scored a touchdown on a reception as the quarterback. So I think that's something that they've got in their back pocket. They might see him use this year as well. His 2021 passing total of 2,429 yards was the 3rd most passing yards in a single season in program history, and it's the most for any Colonel quarterback since 2003. So it's been a long time since EKU has had a guy like McKinney at the quarterback position.
Well, with that guy, him 5th year now, they know they've got a really, really good quarterback, and I'm really excited to see what he does today even in this scrimmage.
Some other stats about Parker. He ranked 11th among all FCS quarterbacks last season with 596 yards on the ground, and he completed 229 passes in 2021, setting the EKU program record for pass completions in a single season, breaking a record that had stood since 2015. He needs, here we go. This is the stat we were looking for. He needs 1,535 to become EKU's career leader. Last year, he threw for 2,500. So he would have to throw
math
for 1,000 less not to get it. So I think that, again, got to keep him healthy, and if they do, they're expecting big things from the team this year, but he should surpass and become EKU's all-time career passing leader.
Got to stay balanced and run the ball, but hey, I mean, if he needs 1,000 less than he got last year, Let them break that record and go into EKU football history.
Yeah, there have been some big quarterbacks here that have played in the maroon and white. But he enters this year with 41 career passing touchdowns, 11 shy of breaking T.J. Pryor's school record of 51 career touchdown passes. Pryor was actually the EKU quarterback when I was in school. So that's a guy that I'm familiar with. He had a lot of really good weapons as well. But that's just another name to remember, or another stat to remember, that Mckinney could hold the all-time record in that category as well.
Well, one generation to another. He was in school when you were, and now McKinney's in school when I am. So McKinney might get it done, and I hope he does.
Hang on a
second. I want to
second.
see it.
Whoa. Don't call me old. I know what you were doing there. You was taking a little dig. That's okay.
Well,
that's okay.
You got to do it sometimes, especially when we're on air.
Okay. Hey, Corey, you want to come chat with us for a minute? You got a second? We'll talk to Corey Neal. We'll grab Corey and talk about some of the things that are going on. First, let's talk about this event today and how cool it is seeing all the different fans, young and old alike, coming out here to support EKU football.
No, it's been great. I think the planning and our team, our athletic administration team, we did a really good job. I think, last year we tried to do it outside and it was really hot.
Yeah.
So, we want to give everybody an opportunity to come out. So do it inside, a little cooler, get the team in there, a lot of events. And, I think with the scrimmage kind of going on after, everybody gets a look at to kind of meet the players inside and then get a good look at them here outside.
Well, if you're watching this, folks, if you're out and about, maybe you're at dinner, you saw us pop up live on your Facebook feed, you got time to come out here. There's still going to be a long way to go in this scrimmage. Coach Wells talked about the first half, getting some of the younger guys out there and just doing some of the position drills where you maybe have a late game field goal or a late game punt, just doing situational things like that. But you still got plenty of time, because in the second half, that's when we'll see a lot more of the 1 and 2 guys out there on the field.
Yeah, as you saw the very first play of the game, we got a deep bomb and it scored a touchdown, so hopefully we can see some of those Friday night.
Yeah, talk about that. So this week is a very busy week for you guys as you get ready for the upcoming season. Talk about some of the things that are going on to build excitement, not only today and the coaches show on Wednesday, but other things you all might be doing to get ready for the season.
Yeah, so we have 6 home games this year. We like to incorporate a lot of on-campus and off-campus stuff. So, we have themes from Youth Sports Night and Education Day. That's September 17th, where any kids on youth sports teams, we're going to offer them a free ticket.
Oh, wow, okay.
Any educators in the region, they'll be offered a free ticket and discounted tickets. Then we have Family Weekend and Hall of Fame. Then obviously we have our Pink Game, where we partner with Baptist Health and work with them and getting people out. Then we got the big one. We got Homecoming October 22nd. Then the last 2 games of the year, our annual Military Appreciation Game is always really great with Barbara Ken and her staff in the Veterans Office. And then we close out the year with I think what we all hope to be a conference championship game against Kennesaw State. And we'll honor our seniors that day too. So there's plenty of opportunities for everybody this year. And I think my biggest message and Matt, our AD's biggest message, is probably just give us a chance.
Yeah.
Come out. We offer an array of ticket discounts, ticket prices, sometimes ticket giveaways or free tickets. Plenty of opportunity for everybody in the community to come out and give us a chance. We got inflatables inside.
Yep.
We got inflatables outside. We got the courtyard where y'all will be. Food trucks.
I mean, it's an event. That's one thing that I was talking with Coach Wells about. Yeah, the program on the field is going to be good this year, or the product on the field. But the program outside of the field with tailgating and the light shows and the different promotions you all are going to do, it is going to be a different environment. We saw a little bit of it last year, but even still, COVID dampened some of those things even last year.
Yeah. No, we're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink, if you kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, I think the other thing, too, is, I think of families, I think of kids, I think of alums, I think of donors. Anybody, we want to offer an experience that anybody can have fun at. And I think, when we get people in here, we want to engage them. It's one thing to get people in here, but we want people, on their feet, cheering, those third downs where that's really, we need the crowd and that. So I think you'll see a lot more engaging things inside the stadium and outside the stadiums this year for sure.
If somebody's out there watching this and they're interested in EKU football, but they don't know maybe how to buy a ticket or maybe where to get more information, talk about where they can go to get that at, Twitter, Facebook, website, things like that.
So, any social media platform, we have our website on there, EKUsports.com. We have a tickets tab. that has an array of tickets from football, volleyball, basketball, baseball. And then obviously our ticket office, Raymond White's our ticket manager, does a really good job. He's a one-man shop and does really good with everybody. But, EKUsports.com is probably the best place to go outside of, coming to the ticket office here in the Rick Erdman Training Center.
Well, it's a busy day for you guys, and this scrimmage still taking place. But the single game tickets are already on sale. Obviously, season tickets are on sale. But talk about, if you have a party, maybe if you've got a big group of people coming up, is there ways to get maybe a box suite or some of the box seats that are up there? How do they go about doing things like that?
Yeah, so we actually, the investment in athletics from the university has been tremendous. And obviously from our end, and Matt says this to everybody, it's not necessarily to make our jobs easier, it's for us to do more.
Yeah.
So we actually added a position this year that's going to focus only on group sales.
Oh, okay, wow.
So his name is Devin Ewing. You can reach out to him. It's devin.ewing@eku.edu. We're going to offer more group experiences, group ticket discounts. Maybe it's getting on the field pregame or walking through the locker room early in the day before the game. So we'll have a lot of options as far as group experiences go, group discounts. And then, our premium seating, that's something that we focus on a lot this year. So we're very close to capacity on almost all of our premium seating.
Wow, well, that's a big deal because I think when fans come out, they want to have a good time, but they also want to be comfortable. And Roy Kidd Stadium has been around for a long time, and you guys have continued to make adjustments to the facility to make folks feel comfortable, but to also have a good time when they come in.
Oh, for sure. And our box seats, obviously I think, in the future there's plans to increase all that experience, but we did add a lot of options for our box seats. We still have some left. We offered a wristband package where anybody who buys a box seat season ticket will actually get access to free concessions with a wristband.
Oh,
and we
wow,
offered
okay.
some cooler packages in there to get some drinks preset so you don't always have to go in and out. So, like I said, there's a lot of different experiences, I think, going on this year.
Well, if you're watching here, folks, we're going to let you watch the scrimmage for a moment. They're down there right now on the field, so we're going to step aside from the camera, let you kind of zoom in on what you're seeing down on the field. But, Corey, I appreciate your time and looking forward to keeping up and catching up with you guys throughout the season for EKU football.
For sure. Thank you all for being here.
All right, folks, we're still hanging on. We're going to be here until about 7:30, but for the next couple of minutes, we'll let you watch the scrimmage right now down here on the field at Roy Kidd Stadium. Going to wrap up the broadcast here from EKU Fan Day. But again, folks, if you're watching, they still got a long way to go. I'd say another 45 minutes to an hour if you're out and about, if you're driving down the road and you see this pop up here on your Facebook feed. Come on out to EKU Fan Day because they've got a lot more stuff to do throughout the night to kind of get you excited and hyped up for the start of EKU football season. Dawson, 6 days away from their first game on the road at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, I wish they started at home, but hey, you got to start on the road some years, and hopefully they can pull out. They start 2, actually, so hopefully they can pull out both of them before they return here on the 17th September.
Got a couple of road games, and that'll make that first home game when they come back even bigger, I believe. So we do want to say thank you to everybody that's been out and about today. Hey, come over here for a second. Let's chat with Sean Hamilton from EKU Sports Properties for a minute. I was going to ask you about let's talk about the coaches show on Wednesday real quick. Sure. And I know it's going to be at Apollo's every week. This week it's Wednesday night. Then it'll be on Thursday night the rest of the year. So talk about that.
Actually, play on Friday at Eastern Michigan next week, so everything kind of shifts up by a day. So yeah, we'll kick things off with the EKU Football Kickoff on Wednesday night, like you said, and then we're looking forward to Thursday night at the Apollo Pizza. Every Thursday after that, I think we'll take off probably the open week. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. We'll be streaming it live in partnership with you guys on that, and looking forward to it. It'll be around from 6:30 is when we'll start, and have a good time. It's actually going to be a special treat. Should I have a little breaking news for you right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it's not like the most riveting of breaking news, but it's actually going to be a buffet-style event. So Apollo's is going to do a little something different for us, and
good deal.
It'll be set up to streamline the process and things along those lines. So there will be some pricing info coming out this week about that.
So I guess you're taking care of our bill, though, with that process,
no.
right? No? Okay.
No.
All right, so we got to bring our own.
I was told that you were, that Kelly Wallingford was going to be taking care of it.
Well, if you can convince him to do that, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. But it's an exciting year for you guys, too. Greg, another year on the call with Jim and Wes. An exciting season for EKU football. Once again, partnering up with the Coyote. But this is just an exciting time for you guys to kick off the season. You guys will be right there on Friday night at Eastern Michigan.
Oh, it is. Super excited for the whole thing. Obviously, soccer's already underway. Yeah. Volleyball just got through playing, and they're in the middle of a tournament right now. It's a lot going on this time of year. Super exciting. But, yeah, ready for football season to finally get started next Friday, like you said, up at Eastern Michigan.
Hey, here's the last question before I let you go. Where's the other half of Sean at? You've lost some weight. You look good, though. You look good.
Yeah, I quit working at Wallingford, and all of a sudden, all my stress level,
gone.
Yeah, everything's super smooth now.
Well, maybe that is the case. But we appreciate you stopping by, and I know you guys have got social media now too. That you all started with kind of just like a behind-the-scenes look with Wes and Greg and Jim as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Started up their own Twitter account, so hopefully
EKU Sports Media, is that what it is?
I think it's EKU Sports Network.
Okay, yeah, there you
EKU
go.
Sports Network. Yeah. Those guys will be posting some inside, behind-the-scenes kind of stuff as well. There's just a lot going on. I mean, I don't know if I should even talk about this, but Wes Chandler has just started up his own podcast.
I saw that.
Well.
Yeah. So, and it's crazy. There's so many different ways. I mean, obviously with social media and podcasts and video and live streaming and everything, there's different ways. But it's just the more coverage I think you can give the program, the better off they are.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, you can see that every year that we throw this event, it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. I don't know how many kids were in here getting autographs earlier, but it was loud inside the OSTC.
Well, my son liked the cheerleaders, so obviously.
I wonder where he gets it.
They had fun. I don't know either. But obviously a fun night here, Sean. I appreciate you coming over and chatting with us. Didn't mean to catch you off guard, but he's a pro. No. He's a professional. He's used to it.
Yeah, just make sure you stay off the bouncy castle and leave that for the little ones.
Well, I'll see what I can do. I've got to get some ice cream before I leave too to fill myself up.
I need to go do that too.
All right, Sean. Appreciate you. We'll see you this week. All right, Dawson, Friday night, first game for EKU football, the coaches show on Wednesday. It's an exciting time to be a Colonel football fan. Before we sign it off, though, just talk about the excitement that's surrounding this program right now. Very fun time to be an EKU supporter because this football team should be very good this year.
Well, a lot of stuff I've seen, even when I've not been around here, has been on social media. You know, the EKU football social media page is doing a great job posting practice highlights every day. Yeah, doing player spotlights even, and getting highlights of fans, cheerleaders, and I'm sure they're going to have some good posts from this game. So there is a lot of hype around what their team's going to improve on this year. If they can make the FCS playoffs and how far they can go, because they've got a lot of old guys on this team that played a lot of college football. So we'll see what happens this year.
Folks, programming note this Monday on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, EKU Director of Athletics Matt Roan will join us. It's been a interesting offseason for Matt Roan.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about everything from EKU softball, the investigation that went on with that. We'll talk to him about the football season. We'll talk about the EKU basketball team, the changes going on over there. So a jam-packed Monday night on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. You will not want to miss that this Monday here on WBON TV from 6 to 7 o'clock. Dawson, we're going to sign it off for now. Appreciate our boy Michael Higginbotham running the camera for us, and our producer Austin Hanks. He's Dawson Rule. You'll see a lot more of him over the next few years, folks, covering EKU football. And I'm Michael Watkins. Thanks for joining us at EKU Fan Day here on WBON TV.